talking loud in the nighttime air. Voices clash without a care. Opinions flare like they matter so. But who's right we'll never know. Microphones like weapons drawn. Swagger in the twilight dawn. Each word iron, each thought steel. To be heard is the final deal. Howling offense in the midnight haze. Everybody's offended, each one sways. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. Truths clash like broken dreams. Voice to voice, let it scream. What's real in this foggy light? Bow hard till the morning light. Feel the hunger of the crowd. Anxious to erupt so loud. Unity in discord side. Witness as their worlds collide. Howling offense in the midnight haze. Everybody's offended, each one's rage. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. Truths clash like broken dreams. Raise your voice, let it scream. What's real in this foggy light? Battle hard till the morning light. Feel the hunger of the crowd. Anxious to erupt so loud. Unity in discord's tide. Witness as their worlds collide. Howling offense in the midnight haze. Everybody's offended, each one's ways. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. We say. We say. We say.
Gay!
Voice we say. Voice we say.
My mother keeps winning my fucking tampons!
The audience broke.
Like, oh, what happened? Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. Here we go. This is Tyler, and it is Saturday. He finally made it, guys. I'm not solo Michigan today. I hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend so far. If you are new here, hi, hello, welcome. Don't forget to hit all the little subscribe buttons down below, share, likes, whatever the other word is I'm looking for, subscribe. And thank you for clicking on the little button to come sit with us and listen to the craziness going on in the world today. I think I just broke like our audience.
No problem. No problem. It happens to the best of us. We're going to go over a couple things. Of course, Brian Wedding, the weird. Is it weird to have a bit of pride? Like, yeah, Canada did it. Like one of the most notorious drug.
Like right? Like he's like the, what is it? El Stop or whatever. Gestapo of freaking Canada.
El Chapo.
Thank you. Oh my God. Gestapo. Oh my God. Yeah. Wrong thing in general.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, that's what the leftists call anyone that says, hey, illegal or people that are murdering citizens shouldn't be here. They call them Gestapo. Yeah, I kind of have a little bit of Canadian pride.
A little bit. A little bit.
You know, this guy's not a good dude, but
No, but it's funny because when you think of like big drug lords and stuff like that, you're thinking of places like Mexico, oh my
Colombia.
God. Colombia, thank you. I
Yeah.
almost said Cambodia. I'm like, I can't English today in the slightest, but yes. So finding out that homeboy is Canadians, kind of like, yeah, that's right. See, we're badass too, bitches.
We're just as corrupt as the Southern or South American poverty states.
Yeah. See, we're not that
yeah.
nice. Yeah, he's like only a smidge older than I am. Like he's not even that old.
Yeah. I wonder, like how much money did he make? And with these stories, you kind of go, I mean, like, how many people are really like ethically making money? Like, how many of these people are like, how much dirty money is there in the world? But anyways,
Like a lot.
we'll talk about that. Also, 1BC or 1BC, UBC, the University of British Columbia, had a showdown with Dr. Francis Widdowson. And it was quite extravagant little escapade that happened there, where simply asking questions gets you arrested. Not the communists that assault you, not all the not all that. No, the person saying I want to have a conversation. They're the one that gets assaulted and they're the one that gets arrested. So we will talk about that. And yeah,
Much
I guess
more random shit that I got for you.
well, I guess in Canada it is a bit of a Canada's on a bit of a hot streak here because Donald Trump at Davos called out a bunch of countries that you guys aren't pulling your weight. You guys are a joke. And, of course, Carney came out and gave like a 20-minute big nothing. Like the guy says a lot without saying anything at all. Like I thought I was bad at that, but it turns out Mark Carney is actually better at doing that than I am. So
Go figure.
I know, right?
Also, we do have a guest with us today. JL is returning again today, which we're very excited about. And we'll bring him on right after our intro.
Now.
Right now? Oh.
Our
intro.
I am the intro. I am the intro.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually have a speaker now.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Nice.
There's my mic. I had it in storage. I brought it out. It's one of the things that took me so long.
Good.
That nobody knows how to drive in snow in Kentucky.
That's true. We
Probably
can
not.
touch on that. But before we do and everything else.
Kick it, Leo.
Yeah.
How can we dance when our earth is turning?
They don't produce anything. They don't do anything.
I don't sleep when our beds are burning. How can we dance when our earth is turning?
Oh my God.
Nice.
I thought I was having a fever dream and Trump just started speaking in my ear. I'm like, Jesus. Is that you? It's just a clip that I pulled up.
Oh my God.
I mean,
That would have been weird.
So
Well, I
how's you
guess-
guys' week been? It's been insane for me.
It's been
Yeah.
It's been nuts.
fantastic.
It's been freaking nuts. Just yeah.
yeah, I think,
Yeah.
well, in where I am in Winnipeg, there's been an extreme cold front going through. So kid has had, or one of our kids anyway, has had 3 days off this week. One day I can understand, it was like minus 44. So it's like, okay, it's like at that spot. But then the other 2 days, I'm not gonna lie, I think the teachers are just being pussies. It's not that I had a conversation with my supervisor and she's like, oh my God, city kids are so much tougher than country kids. I'm like, it's not the kids. I
It's
said
not
the
the
majority of our teachers come from Winnipeg. I said, it's the freaking teachers.
Although to be fair, if a kid has a choice between going to school and having a snow day, they're going to take the snow day.
Well, of course they're going to take the snow day.
I mean, we
think-
would take a snow day if we could.
but that's
If I got
fair,
paid for it, yeah.
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't.
for me growing up, like
know, of
I
course.
think there was one, maybe I'm just being lenient. There might have been one snow day, but my
Yeah.
whole 12 years of going to school, there was no snow days.
Okay, so I'm going to do something I don't normally do. This is what it looks like. In
Look at those
Bowling Green,
fingers.
Kentucky,
Your
right now.
phalanges. Woo!
I mean,
It
It's just a
doesn't
regular
normally
day
look like that. It doesn't
Yeah.
normally look like that. People especially in South Central Kentucky, close to Nashville, they're used to rain and freezing rain and shit like that. Maybe, but snow, not so much. So they don't know how to drive in snow, which is funny because I come from Central Oregon originally. And I grew up with snow like this it's starting to remind me of the winter storm of 1994 in Oregon. The
Yeah,
difference is it was like this right after Thanksgiving is when it started for us there. So, yeah.
it's just another day in Canada here. But all right, so this is the closest I can understand is that this is a bit of a troll video. Cause
No. Yes
Uh-oh.
and no. So yes and no. So the initial one,
This is
That-
what happens when I miss the briefings.
no, he didn't know about this. I put this in our show map. He didn't know about it. So our kid had sent me this video and I watched it and I was like, and it was a short, right? But I found the actual video. So the short video, I will say, is a bit of a troll. Yes. The longer video, the girl still drives me crazy and I want to beat her up. However, it's not as well. It's
Okay.
really trolly. I don't know.
all right, so we'll let this
man
a little bit.
scream with no lungs.
is there is.
Right.
So my first
So I guess to kind of set this up, this is kind of like a play on Jubilee. I actually hate the Jubilee format where it's one person debating 20 people, but
Oh.
it's one person. And then if enough people like they can use so they hold up a flag. So if enough people, like a majority, 51% hold up the flag, the conversation stops, the person talking gets booted and gets replaced with someone else. So the thing that I hate with that type of setup is it allows an escape for if someone's getting, verbally the shit kicked out of them. So I personally don't like that. I like the ability of like, okay, I got you on this point. Now I'm going to hammer that point hard and I'm going to completely dismantle your whole
Yeah,
thing.
well, I mean, it's like what we were taught. I don't know much, you guys, but in the United States, especially in Oregon, growing up in high school, part of the rules of debate were, there is no out except one side lost. and the
Yeah,
other
unless
side
you
won.
concede.
You
Yeah.
can concede,
Yeah.
but the debate is over.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if you're having a debate in politics, they don't get an out. There's no, yeah. Well, we're gonna redo this tomorrow, and maybe I'll win.
Or it's like if you're making the argument and I'm going, oh, JL's really, really screwing this up. I could debate him better. It's like, I don't like the format, but I understand what it's more like rage baity type of shit. But
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
All right, so I'll play a little bit of this.
first claim is my trauma is as bad as yours.
So this chick, sorry,
There's
is
veterans.
debating 20 veterans.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Right.
Who is this diva?
Name's Earl. Served in NAM from 68 to 73rd Infantry.
The look on his face, though.
Suffer from night terrors and wake up screaming so bad I lose my voice.
I'm so sorry for you boo-boos, but have
Oh
you ever
my
passed a
God,
fuck-ass
no.
kidney stone, which is more painful than giving birth, dead ass, and then your boyfriend of 3 years dumps you, all in a 4-month period?
One of our trucks hit a mine outside Da Nang. 1 minute, Petey was cracking jokes, and the next, half of them was hanging off a tree. You ever hear a man scream with no lungs?
Why did that story give me actual chills? Okay, Slay, you definitely have more trauma than me. Okay, that's embarrassing. But
Slay.
my next claim is that I'm literally fighting for my life.
God. I mean,
Captain
one, can
Mike
you pause it
Bradley,
for a sec?
U.S. Army retired.
Yeah.
like for the fact that this girl literally,
Oh
for
my
one,
God.
the whole "I'm sorry for your boo-boos," bitch, I would just backhand her right there. I'd be like, "Are you being
Oh, yeah.
serious?
Yeah,
And
no shit.
You're gonna talk
No
about
shit.
passing kidney stones and your boyfriend dumping you?"
And these people
Compared
watch
to
their
Nom?
friends die.
Yeah,
These people
is why-
watch their friends. Which, okay, side note. All right, because I saw a couple of things. I don't know if you saw the videos yourselves. I'm pretty sure it was taken completely out of context. But there was a whole blow up over Trump mentioning that the rest of NATO, the United States had done more than NATO, and like the UK and Canada and other people hadn't really shown up in our time of need right after 9/11 in Iraq and Afghanistan. Okay, first of all,
well, we're just jumping. We're going right from rage baiting into this Trump thing.
well, if anybody saw that, especially coming from a military family, going with that generation, first of all, not true. Second of all, people need to understand we have a president who doesn't always think his words through. Use your heads and see between the lines, please. For the love of God.
Fair.
I'm a
I
fan
would
of
like
that.
to hear more of your thoughts on that. After the video though. Let's finish watching the last little bit.
Finish
of this
watching the
replay.
video.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
really,
Proud to have worn the uniform.
Yeah, speaking of, this fit is putting the cunt in country. Slay. I'm fighting a war with myself. I'm fighting a battle with me. And that's the hardest battle that anyone can fight. Just saying.
I
Oh, what was you guys' anthem?
what?
can't.
Like, do you know the song that you would walk out to together?
Walk out where?
To the battlefield? Can you imagine if for the next one we did Toxic? I would go Farrah Life here. Like, imagine the fog clears and we're all just standing there, and then you hear, "It's Britney, bitch."
Oh, for the love of God.
She's like, let me at her.
There's no Wi-Fi. There's no playlist. Just a bunch of men and women who put the uniform on and stood on the wall so brats like you could drink your stupid green, whatever it is.
Is there like a producer around? Okay, I guess that
Aw.
brings me to, sorry, for my final
Muffin.
claim, war is chuggy.
Fuck is
Okay.
Chugi?
Right?
when okay, does anyone know what anyone in the comment live chat?
Please
What
tell
the-
us if you know.
what is-
I need to
what is
know
Chugi?
this.
I know only because of this, but
Yeah.
does anyone know what Chugi means?
Without looking it up, no. I didn't. Well, our kid looked it up because we were watching this together before the show, and I'm like, what the hell?
What
So he looked it up
he's
and
like,
explained it.
Okay, so here's a sad thing. Okay, I have been part of friends with Kim and Alto through HHOD and on Discord for enough years that he's gone from an annoying middle schooler to almost graduated.
Nice. Nice.
I'm just showing our age
Not
here, Kim.
wrong.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, no one has a clue what Chugi means.
What does that even mean?
It's giving senseless murder, okay, and it's too loud.
Too loud. We're protecting our country from people trying to attack us.
What happened to clear communication and manners?
What's your message to the tyrants out there that would stop at nothing to terrorize us? Come on, I mean, guys, come on. We're the ones defending this country
Okay,
here.
let's
He's
calm down a
very
little bit,
emotional.
I think, because I do have
Rightfully
something that I
so.
can say.
Yeah.
Dictator daddies, please stop. This isn't you. In the club of the world, we
I
all
feel like
Guys,
I
I'm
should-
fucking out. I'm
Yay,
gonna
I
kill
got
her.
one. Oh my God. Okay, thank you all so much for being here. It was lovely to meet you. Bye, divas.
No, Charlie, no, Charlie.
Okay, everyone, limp and roll off.
He's limp and roll off. Did you hear her? Okay, everybody limp and roll off.
Jesus.
That guy's sitting there like goose frabba, trying so hard. What it? I mean,
My dad, my stepmom, my brother, my Uncle Mike, my grandfather on both sides, would eat her alive. Oh my god.
Clearly, I think she
Oh.
needs it because she is a spoiled brat.
Mm.
If this is actually
Oh,
how she
God.
is, like it's so hard because there's so many things that are rage baity out there, right? So you don't know if this is really
Oh,
how she is or she's just doing it for
so
the
much.
clicks and the views and whatever. But if anybody actually is like that out there, go to war,
Okay.
please.
Okay,
Please.
I quit.
You won't come
Question:
back.
Do we even have any action on Rumble? 'Cause I don't see anything yet on YouTube, and it's driving me nuts. We said last Saturday, participate. Dear
I'm gonna
God.
Rumble,
pull up
yeah,
right
there's a couple of
now. Yeah, no, I think like obviously it's a troll video. It's meant to it's rage bait. It's 100% rage bait.
It has to be.
But
Would have to be.
um
There's no way.
it the reason it's so effective because it is so accurate. And in fact, me and Kim, we were talking about this.
Oh, the
today.
AI shit.
No, just the like so we were talking about like women in regards to relationships and how women kind of have this standard of like this ring needs to be this big, otherwise I'm not getting married.
Mm.
And I said like this actually shows the how safe our society has become, like truly how safe it has become.
Which is a
Um,
testament to our military, by the way.
Well, exactly. And so the point that I had made, like anyone that goes down to like, you know, if you go to Cuba or you go to Mexico, you go to those beautiful resorts, everything looks like you know, it's picturesque. You
Totally.
couldn't imagine for a more beautiful place. But outside of those places is it's military. It's men totally capable of doing the absolute. You can mute yourself if you have
No,
to.
no, I'm saying I'm sorry because I'm trying to fight my freaking mic here.
So because that there are men that are willing to be absolutely brutal and do brutal things that we don't see, like
Yeah.
Canada, North America, we don't see the defensive perimeter of these absolute savages that are willing to do the most barbaric thing possible to kill another
Yeah.
person.
Okay,
And we just lost that.
so I'm one of those people who, if it catches my interest, even if it's not my field of expertise, I'm still going to study it a little bit. And one of the hardest things of any of like World War II was bad enough. Korea, it's terrible. Vietnam was a shit show. And part of the reason is that half the time they didn't know, you know, because the enemy would pop up from under the ground. They had tunnels coming up under the ground. And all of a sudden you've got an enemy, but they look just like the people that you're trying to defend. And there were no real clear rules of engagement. It was
Well, I
from
think
moment to moment.
because we put those artificial limits instead of go in there, crack
And get it
skulls.
done.
Yeah, you
Go
know,
in and get it done.
yeah,
Which is
and-
what we did World War II, World War I, World War II. It was go in, get it done, end the war. That was the mission, end the war. Bring Germany, bring the Axis to its knees.
Mhm.
We had now people would say, well, what about Iraq and Afghanistan on part of the United States? And we'll touch back on that because that was something that came up recently. Iraq and Afghanistan were completely on a different level. They had a clear objective, a clear mission. Go in, stabilize the region, and take out Osama bin Laden. The problem is, if you look at the topography of the region, it's a lot easier said than done when the people you're looking for are hiding out in the mountains.
Well, and I think
Because
because
there's caves upon caves upon caves upon caves.
Well, but it became mission creep. It was no
Yeah.
longer get Osama bin Laden, get out. It was, well, now that we're here, let's go play. Let's go play nation building.
They did fail in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
They did. Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm so proud of my country and the military in particular having come from that background. But yes, we failed in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah,
No question.
absolutely.
No question.
Yeah, and it's because of, instead of going in there like what happened with Iran, it was go in, blow shit up, get out. Mission done. With Venezuela,
We didn't even have.
same thing.
You mean in Iran recently?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Iran, it was just get in, boom, get it done and dealt with, out. With Venezuela, it was the same
Well,
thing.
and then see,
Get in there,
yeah,
boom, extremely effective. Get it done, get out.
and it was. I'm sorry, scroll the government of the day. Oh yeah, the government back. Yeah, back then. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, 100% they did.
But I will also say that in the case of Iran, it was a little bit easier. We didn't actually have boots on the ground in Iran, and to the point that we did in previous conflicts and engagements, because the United States, along with China, has perfected the use of UAVs. Drone strikes are the norm now.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you don't even have to. You can send in actual strike craft if you want, but you don't have to. Hell, pretty soon we'll have the technology, if we don't already, to have satellites in orbit and just say, yeah, we're going to strike XYZ. Boom, you're done. And that'll be that.
Anyone that thinks that we don't.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm leaving that up in the air, because I mean, we probably do, and it's just classified. But I'm saying, it's that it's. I mean, who knows what all they have? I don't.
All right, you guys want to see this? So we kind of touched on this last week or week before. Women are
Oh, no.
converting to Islam for clout. Blake.
My favorite things that I've learned so far as I'm reading the Quran is that technically I'm a Muslim. I don't know why it makes me so happy. Like, technically I'm a Muslim because I believe in God.
Okay.
And I strive to be a good person. I can't wait to throw so many people for a loop.
Oh, she is so happy that she.
Oh no. Oh, what all you fucking douchebags do out there? Baby girl. Oh, baby girl.
Oh, please.
Because I
Right?
believe in God.
Hey, hang on. Hey, hang on. Okay. So
Oh my God.
just because you're Muslim doesn't really make you unique in the regard that you believe in God. There are a lot of different religions that believe in God. It's just their definition of God that's different. That's the only difference
In the name.
in what we
Yeah.
call him.
Mhm.
All of it is God.
Yeah.
Jehovah,
man.
that's God, and it's actually pronounced Yehovah. Elohim, also Yahweh, which is the Jewish version.
Huawei.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just, oh my God, people kill me now.
All right. I have a couple more here and I want to shoot myself.
When people started getting a bunch of undeserved praise for it.
I reverted on the 6th of September 2024. I grew up Christian. My whole family is Christian. And then I met some friends in work who are Muslim, and they kind of introduced me to the religion. Then I was in Morocco, and I saw a TikTok about the Day of Judgment. I just started crying, and I was like, I can't die and not be Muslim.
Look at that. She's getting more.
God.
That sounds like Armageddon and Megiddo and the Return of the Christ. I mean,
Using freedoms is Islam, a group that has some serious issues with extremism and also has some incredibly oppressive beliefs that ironically leftists, have been defending by saying, look at all the peaceful ones.
I am Irish and I am from the South, and I will wear this hijab because I wear it for Allah, not for no man, not for anybody else. I wear it for Allah. This is a peaceful religion. You need to do a little Google search instead of believing everything that you hear on the news, okay?
Oh, hey, look at this.
You don't need
The
to do a Google
persecution of
search. Read the
Christians by the
Quran.
Islamic State. Do you have any idea how often Christians are killed in the Middle East or outright genocided? Where's all the Free Palestine activists on this one? And how many terrorist attacks have been committed by Muslim extremists? Now, people might say that the Bible has some messed up stuff in it. True, the Bible does.
Yeah.
And as I was saying earlier, I'm not here to say that all Muslims.
All right. Anyways. Oh boy.
Can I touch on some of this? Can I please?
Go for it.
Of course. No, you're I'll stay silent. No words.
Nah.
Just too-
No, so there are a lot. I've read the Quran, and it specifically says to go after those of the Christian faith.
The infidels. Yes.
The infidels, absolutely. It's all in the matter, all a matter of interpretation on how that's done. There are extremists in every religion. Every religion. I don't.
100%.
Maybe the only exception would be the Buddhists, because Buddhist monks, they get away from it all. They get way up high. Y'all aren't even gonna come up here and mess.
Those
with
are the
us, 'cause we're not
extremists.
gonna mess with you. Well, I mean,
Yeah, well,
that's peaceful. And they're not
Business,
hurting
man.
anybody. They're just removing themselves from
No.
the problem.
correct, but they are like extreme in the way that they live and their prayer and stuff like that. So, yes.
But
so
violent
they are the-
extremism, it exists in virtually every religion known to man. It existed. It's existed since before Christianity was a thing. In the time of Christianity, more wars in modern history have been created by people claiming the Christ than most others. For example, the Holy Wars, the Crusades, back in the times of
See, I don't agree with
Richard and
I don't
the
agree with that.
Templars.
I don't agree with I
Well-
used to believe that, but I think under kind of extreme secularism, look how many people died under Stalin or like in Mao's revolution and stuff like
That's
that.
Soviet socialism is its own form of religion.
Well, yeah, I guess there were parts that were what is it called, Kim? What was your church? Not the Christian, not the Catholic one. What was the not Roman?
Russian Orthodoxy.
You were Ukrainian
Yes.
Catholic.
Ukrainian. Yeah, or Russian Orthodoxy.
Which, by the way, this is where it gets confusing. This is how much I study. So, if you were to do a genuflect, and I'm going to use the comic version. Robbie Coltrane, rest in peace. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Right? Well, for Russians and Greeks, it's the exact reverse. It's up, down, to the right, to the left. So you try the genuflect is reversed.
Hold on. In what? Hold on.
Roman Catholics, it's up.
Yeah. Father, Son,
Forehead,
Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
For Russians and Greeks, it's Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Weird.
Because God is on the right. The Father is on the right. Takes your right hand. Because the Christ is on the Father's left, holding the Father's right. It's really weird. You have to actually look at it all. It's the reasons and the whys and the hows and the huhs are
weird.
Okay.
All right.
Is this a girl? I was seeing that little thumbnail.
I'm a piss off. Do was hold
Oh
a
my
protest saying that being gay is a sin.
Oh my God, it
which
is a
something
dude.
Muslims also believe.
I'm a trans woman. I'm also Muslim. Yes, the two exist. They exist, guys.
I'm a post-op transgender woman. I would say like 6 to 7 years before putting on hijab, I was visibly queer, very visibly queer. So maybe this will help other queer Muslims too.
This has to be a troll. What?
Inbreeders.
People, for those that maybe don't know,
oh my God,
those that don't know, there is no being gay in Muslim society. No, like not even a little bit.
Well, and I think anyone that says that, well, look at how they accept other people. It's encouraged in the Quran to lie, to cheat, in order to further Islam, to
Right.
further in service of Allah. You are supposed to lie.
Whereas,
So,
which is funny because in Christianity, it's the exact tell the truth.
yeah, all our laws are based on that Christian kind of framework. And I'm not Christian. I just, oh my God, these fucking people.
I
Started wearing the hijab. I haven't really came to you and said any good.
What was that, Kim?
I can't even, like, just because they are you identify as gay or trans or whatever the fork it is, and you put a hijab on and say you're Muslim, does not mean that the Muslim religion accepts you. Like, are you, dude? You'd be thrown off a building.
You know
Come
what?
on.
I'll say this. Finally, another culture is getting the shit we've been dealing with for 10, 15 years. These entitled chicks that because they just thought like, oh, it's a, I don't know. They
Are
read
you
a part of it.
are you maybe saying that the United States has been a little clueless as to what Canada's been going through the last decade and a half?
I think just the West in general, all these freaking liberal women, all these liberal, I can't.
You know, it's fun. It's fun because one of my remember, I'm a Trekkie, and that's going to come into play.
What?
No,
I had no idea.
I share a birthday with a certain captain.
Oh my God.
Kate Mulgrew.
Picard or Kirk?
Janeway.
Which one's that?
That's the woman, Voyager.
Ew, gross. Women
Ew.
can't lead.
She did very, very well.
Yeah, she was written to be. She like literally took like the male's position, and they're like, let's just put a woman there, and that's the only reason she actually worked.
No, she was actually the actor was Kate Mulgrew was perfect for the role because the whole throughout the first season, it was a question of okay. We're gonna keep redoing. You pay attention to it because they're redoing her hairstyle. Like sometimes 3 to 4 times in an episode, she'd have different hair. And at the end of the first season, she's like, "Okay, we've been successful. Can we maybe move around away from the fact that you can't get over the fact that I have bosoms? Leave my hair alone and let me do my job."
She has
yeah. No. She's like, I've proven that I can do this. Now let me do it. No.
Does
No,
she even
but
have boobs? I don't think she does. A little. Yeah.
that was their it was a jumpsuit. They went away from the uniform of Next Gen and created a jumpsuit so that it would be considered unisex.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why that show freaking fell off as much as it did because no one. No, I'm sorry.
No, that was Deep Space Nine. Voyager was super popular, especially after season 4 when 7 of 9 came in.
People want to look at pretty people. No one wants to look at my ugly ass on a big television screen. There's something wrong with you. Like,
are you saying that's what why the original series didn't quite take off as much as we wish?
Like the original,
yeah.
With, of course it took off. What do you mean?
Yeah, but not until syndication.
Well, yeah, because they're like, holy crap, like this dude's kind of hunky looking, talks a little goofy, but he basically goes around the galaxy banging aliens.
Really was. He was hunky.
And now with the new one that came out, it's all lame and gay.
I'm sorry, what?
The new one, it's all lame and gay. The Starfleet Academy or whatever the hell the new one's called.
I haven't watched it yet.
That's all I've heard. It's lame and gay.
hung up on Strange New Worlds, but here's my thing. If they can stay true to the spirit of Star Trek and, fearlessly tackle issues of the day,
Yeah, they had to do sensitivity training because someone was a lesbian.
Oh my god. I think he broke him.
Sensitivity training because somebody's a lesbian. Oh my god, folks!
Aren't they supposed to be tough?
Okay,
bitches?
they are. They're the first people to start laughing their asses off when you say, "Okay, it's time for sensitivity training." They're the first people to say, "Shove your fucking sensitivity training. Let's just do the job."
Right?
They're like, fuck you. Let's just do this
Like,
shit.
if you get offended and you feel like people need sensitivity training from
They'll
you,
slap you.
Then you're doing
They will
lesbian wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Like, I no shit. I had a friend that was
gay as fuck. Sorry.
I've had several of those. No, this lesbian who, go figure, ended up a deputy working in the jail, right? And she was a kickboxer. And she found me. I had somehow managed to piss off somebody there, and she ended up having to take me to the ER. The doctor looked at her and said, "Did you do that? Did he piss you off?" She says, "No, if that had been me, he'd still be bleeding." I was like, "Oh shit."
Well, yeah, there's
So,
definitely those.
No. Well, oh my god. Maybe for. Oh my god.
Here we go. Here we go.
This is Star Trek Academy, and look what they did to the Klingons. This is an embarrassment to Star Trek. Apologizing.
And the
No longer are the Klingons warriors. Look at this. A valiant life.
What?
Klingons are no longer
What?
warriors. They're no longer out to fight for honor now. They are weak. They are slim. They are betas. This is Star Trek Academy, an abomination to Star Trek. And I'm telling you right now, I don't even know who this show is for. It certainly isn't for Star Trek fans.
Okay. Hey, wait. So I noticed something. Run that back a little bit. Because they just broke me on another thing. So Klingon.
This is Star Trek
awesome.
Academy, an abomination to Star Trek. And I'm telling you right now.
So the lady that you're seeing from the back,
A little midget.
the little midget.
The one that
Hang on. So let me share something with you now.
dinosaur.
You're gonna love this.
Oh no. Is it even lamer? The hell was I looking at?
This kind of breaks me a little bit because
Like what's the thing that breaks? Is like that Klingons aren't
no.
like actually.
No. What? Listen to this real fast. So, do you even know what species that woman, that character was?
No. She looked like a
midget?
dinosaur.
It's a Jem'Hadar. Okay, this is why it breaks me.
Okay.
Glad I'm not a Jem'Hadar woman.
There are no Jem'Hadar women.
That's a Jem'Hadar woman.
Oh,
There
interesting.
are no Jem'Hadar women. Fucking hell.
So they just did.
So is
what
that a
they
tranny
did
then?
to you.
I guess. I mean,
So-
it was the ones. Well, because they were bred for one reason, and yes, women are strong. You will never hear me say otherwise. But most of the time, guys have the ability to be more muscularly dense the whole way around. And so if you want a physical impact, then yeah, women can do just as much damage all the way around in so many other ways. But the brain. Hey, Alto and I can admit there are lots of times where we just see something, oh, that looks like a good idea, and we don't really think about it. And then our better halves, in this case, Kim, is looking at us like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find the original video, but I don't. They're sitting around a table with sensitivity training.
Okay, before you do that, I want to go into something else that we had started earlier. It has to do with the military.
Yeah.
Again, I really, really, really want people watching to understand our leadership right now is half stupid, half smart. Our president, whether we agree with him or disagree with him, has great ideas, but he does not think before he speaks.
And I think he's pretty based.
But, well, I say that because the implication in the way that he said that the United States had put more resources than anyone else into NATO. Yeah. Okay. We have the biggest economy and the biggest presence. Of course, that's going to be the case. But the implication there, the way he said it was, could be misconstrued as even after 9/11, when we were such desperate need with help in Iraq and Afghanistan, that countries like Canada and the UK barely showed up at all, which is not the case because, I mean, you guys lost, maybe not as many as we did, but you guys lost people to both wars too. So I want people to start. I
Right.
apologize for the misunderstanding that might be implied there, but
No, I
do
think
your
what's
head.
important is that, so, if you sign up to an agreement, we're every Friday we all pitch in $10 for pizzas. Okay, fine. But then if constantly someone's like, hey, I got $5, can you spot me? I'll get you next time. I'll get you next time. I'll get you next time. And this goes on for years. Eventually someone's gonna go, okay, man, jail, dude, it's time you start kicking in your $10. Like, we
No.
all can't be footing the bill.
That's not really where I was going with it. You have a very good point there. No, I was talking about militarily.
Right. But I'm saying,
Militarily.
yeah, and I'm talking in terms of like NATO spending, where the
Yeah.
United States is carrying a lot of it, and then
Oh,
these
yeah.
same countries that bitch and moan are the same ones that go, well, the US is doing blah blah. It's like, well, if I'm funding 60-70% of the pizza, hey, guess what? I'm buying a pizza for me. I'm
And-
gonna have a bigger say in it because I'm footing the bill.
And
Well,
to be
yeah.
fair- well,
But
and
the other
to be
thing that the other thing that Trump was talking about was literally just about bodies in one of the interviews that he had after the Darvo thing, where he was saying, like, I don't
Yeah.
think, like, if America actually needed somebody, like if we were under attack, I don't think anyone would come help us.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about, is that statement, not the other statement he did in Darvo about the money.
And in particular, to me, Australia, the UK, Canada, time and again, if the United States has been attacked in any way, how can we help? Like the day of 9/11, Canada was in contact with the White House. Okay, what do you need? What can we do?
To be fair, though, it makes me wonder if the way that things are now, if
that would still
Canada,
be the case.
Yes, because it makes me wonder if Canada actually would help, considering how hard Carney keeps going down on Trump. Yeah, the whole elbows up bullshit. How hard he keeps going down on Trump. I'm wondering if something were to happen. Like if I said this on the other day on the podcast, if say China were to attack the United States, who's Canada going for? Are they going to actually go help protect the United States, or are they going to be on the side of China trying to take down the United States?
My hope in that case would be that level heads would prevail, because in a case like that, it's in Canadian best interests to defend the existing borders with the United
100%.
States. All right.
100%.
Plus, just because you have political differences with the leadership of the country does not necessarily mean that you should be taking it out on its citizenship.
Well,
right.
tell that to Ontario Premier Doug Ford.
I'm speaking to everyone listening. Okay.
Right. Well,
if you recall, the first time I was on with you guys, I begged people to use their voices if they have one. For the love of God, stand up. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't.
Well, and I think that there's, because of the rhetoric that has come out with people like Doug Ford saying things like, we are going to shut off people's power, that now becomes a potential issue. And I hope that if something
that's a
did
security
happen,
issue.
Fuck yeah, it is.
For NATO, for Canada and the United States.
Yeah.
Together. Like, I mean, I get the temptation where if you feel bullied, you use whatever tools are in your arsenal to get their attention. But who are you actually? Are you hurting the government of the United States or its people? Especially when considering the power given is actually in the northeastern states, which are our coldest states. That whole New England area, New York, Pennsylvania, all of that northeastern electrical corridor that we're talking about here is, especially this time of year, sub-zero. It's sub-zero. That I mean, you get a nor'easter across New York or Boston or Maine, and you don't have at least propane, you're screwed. You're going to have a whole town dead.
Well, and that's the thing, and that was the thing that Ford had come out and said, that we will punish the citizens so that they'll look at their president for the problem. That's like, that is the it's such a stupid decision.
There are humane ways to achieve that goal, and there are humane ways to do it. There are inhumane ways, and there are humane ways. Turning off the power in the middle of winter is not humane. It's inhumane.
Well, it's a war crime.
Yeah.
Or it's a provocation of war.
It's a provocation of war and a breach of NATO treaties.
Yeah. So it was just, I hope,
because not just, and here's why I say that there may be somebody watching watching the show right now that and I'm glad that Squirrel just brought up the UN, because this factors into it. So New York, right? New York City's power grid, 75% is transmitted in from Quebec. All right, Quebec, Ontario, Montreal. All right, you provide most of the power for that area. You kill that power. Most of the command structure for the UN exists in New York City. a great deal of the Northern Defense Corridor for nuclear weapons, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and aerial invasions is controlled from the northeastern seaboard. So you should take out that power, only maybe a third would it be able to operate at full strength on generators until we could figure out an alternative, which might take years. So at which point Canada's at greater risk from attack because the systems that they rely on from the United States are now offline.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not, by the way, they're not systems that are easily rebooted if the power goes out.
Yeah, no, and it ends up creating a scenario I think no country wants to deal with, especially Canada.
Well, and here, as uncomfortable as it is to talk about, one of the systems in question is our nuclear defense.
Mm-hmm.
Part of our nuclear defensive shield is controlled from the eastern seaboard of the United States, in and around Washington, D.C. and New York. Okay?
Yep.
And so if you cut the power to that seaboard, the only part of that defensive system that's still online is in the White House and the Pentagon, and that's like a third of it.
Well,
One third of the overall defensive capability is still online.
And that's why we have this big discussion right now going on with Greenland and Canada being opting out or have been opted out of this Golden Dome that Trump is talking about to modernize the same system that keeps Israel from rockets destroying that country.
What do you mean they opted out?
Canada didn't want to be a part of this Golden Dome initiative.
Are they insane? The dome thing for one is freaking cool. Like, why would you not want
why
to
don't
make sure
we
that
explain? Why don't we first, before we go there? Why don't we explain what the Golden Dome is?
Well, it's basically the same system that Israel uses, which they call it the Iron Dome, that just intercepts missiles.
Which, by the way, we already have in the United States. It's just that the system itself is
it's old.
It's old, and it's not really all that well designed. It relies on a system of ground-launched satellite systems, 44 of them, that get launched as suborbital trajectories. They stay in orbit perhaps for 2 or 3 hours, long enough to maybe affect the guidance systems on whatever missiles happen to come across their path. And it's 44 missiles, defensive missiles, versus a couple thousand missiles with multiple warheads. So, I mean, we've been due for a defensive upgrade probably for 35 years.
Yeah, so see, Squirrel, so you had asked when did Canada opt out, and we have this right from the Toronto Sun, so take it as you will. I'll just pull it up right here. So yeah, Trump says Canada has rejected Golden Dome with Greenland in favor of China.
In favor with China.
Instead of Prime Minister Mark Carney, it turns out the U.S. President Donald Trump, who has his elbows up, and commenting on his beloved Golden Dome plan to Greenland, his target is Canada and its Prime Minister. Fresh off his speech and podium battle with Carney at the World Economic Forum in Davos, for the second day in a row, Trump has set his sights on the Canadian leader. Canada is against the Golden Dome being built over Greenland. Okay, maybe I misheard, but we'll continue. Even though the Golden Dome would protect Canada, Trump wrote on his own True Social network. Instead, they voted in favor of doing business with China, who will eat them up within the year. This Cold War, which really started with Trump calling Canada the 51st state and Carney saying some things were not for sale between the two North American leaders, is fully on and heating up. If it doesn't cool down, regular people will end up being the ones getting burned. That was the second straight shot at Canada and Carney in 24 hours. Thursday night, Trump disinvited Carney from the Board of Peace Initiative over Gaza. A day later, it was over Greenland. Very well could be, yes.
All right.
It could be bickering back and forth. Yeah, and I definitely see that the yeah. Okay, so I will correct as far as I understood. Canada backed. I'll have to double check, but I could have sworn that Canada ended up doing. But with that report right now, I'll say that Canada has not. But I can definitely see with the agreements that Canada is making with China, which the United States will not allow it. That becomes now another issue that our government now has to contend with. Oh yeah, there's always the feelings. All right, so let's actually get into some pretty interesting stuff. So with this Ryan Wedding, go Ryan Wedding here. You can just leave. I just turn off and disappear. Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Oh.
Yeah, just go do whatever you got to do. Yeah, so this is from CTV News. So the most egregious crime on planet Earth, okay, alleged drug kingpin Ryan Wedding arrested in Mexico City. Canadian former Olympic snowboarder turned alleged drug kingpin Ryan Wedding is now in the custody of the United States after he surrendered in Mexico City on Thursday night. United States Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel confirmed on Friday the arrest of Wedding, who is accused of orchestrating a murderous multi-billion-dollar drug empire. Police have previously said the 44-year-old from Thunder Bay, Ontario, ordered at least 4 murders in and around the Toronto area in the furtherance of his criminal empire. Yeah. He went from Olympic snowboarder to the largest narco trafficker in modern times. He is a modern day El Chapo. He is a modern day Pablo Escobar, and he thought he could evade justice, Patel said during a Friday's news conference on the tarmac of Ontario International Airport. Well, on the tarmac of Ontario, California, east of LA. And here we are today, blah, blah, blah. I do find it a little funny that Patel is trying to paint this as though like it's the United States went into Mexico and caught him, where Ryan turned himself in at a U.S. embassy.
Yeah. I was watching a thing on that, and yeah, it's exactly what it said, is he turned himself in, which, kudos to him for actually having such big cojones and being like, all right, guys, fine, he caught me. But yeah, I don't know. It's so funny and convenient. Oh, right. Hold on. So he had made a comment right when we were starting, but we hadn't talked about it yet. So obviously didn't show it. But he had said that he was in CIA custody all along. This is huge fiction. So it could be entertaining. We will hear rumblings of the Oldie North and gun trades to Canada for rebel use or Satan's choice.
Well, so I guess the only real thing that I could speak to with regards to that is, was it Operation Fast and Furious, where the Obama administration gave a shit ton of guns that they were going to track their locations to find like drug cartels, and like the overwhelming majority of those guns they have no idea, so they basically just gave the cartels like all this weaponry and have no idea where it's gone.
Oh my god. So obviously they found the trackers, removed them, and sucks to be all.
Or it was just, hey, we arm the cartels because everything in the world runs by drugs. It's all illicit.
Well, that was one thing I think that somebody had made a comment about, even Trump going to Venezuela and stuff like that or in other places that are being taken over. They're like, it's not for the oil, it's not for this, it's not for that, it's literally for the drugs. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's definitely a thought process.
I would say it has more to do with, as the discussions have kind of come around with regards to the Monroe Doctrine, that the United States, all Eastern powers out of the Western Hemisphere. And this doctrine really puts Canada in the sights, especially with us having like police stations operating here. We have members of parliament who are paid off by Chinese communists. We have people who are elected by Chinese communists. We have Chinese investment coming in. So, there's a lot. All right. So Operation Fast and Furious. The operation involved allowing licensed gun dealers to sell weapons to known straw purchasers, individually legal able to buy guns but intending to transfer them illegally without immediate interdiction, in hopes of tracking the weapons to higher level cartel figures. This tactic, known as gun walking, led to the sale of approximately 2,000 firearms, including AK-47 style rifles and 50 caliber weapons over a 2-year period. The operation gained national attention after Border Patrol agent Brian Terry was killed on December 14th in Arizona. 2 of the weapons used in the shooting were tracked back to Operation Fast and Furious. So the key outcomes: multiple congressional investigations by Senate Judiciary Committee and House Oversight Committee. Attorney General Eric Holder being cited for contempt of Congress in June of 2012, the first time a sitting cabinet member faced such a vote, after the White House invoked executive privilege to block document releases. A federal judge later ruled that executive privilege could not override congressional oversight, leading to the release of thousands of pages of documents. Several individuals involved in Terry's murder were convicted, including Manuel Osorio, blah, 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 don't give a shit, with the last suspect extradited in 2020. So.
Damn, man. Blah, 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 don't give a shit.
Some murder. Who cares?
Wow. So lots of heavy shit happening in Canada right now.
Well, this is what happened in the United States, where we're talking about Operation Fast and Furious.
I heard Ontario there.
Was this an influence part? Like, could these guns with the United States of like,
easily,
just like with Afghanistan, we're so smart until someone else goes, well, yeah, but I'm smarter.
Well, I mean, you mentioned I see a mention of gangsters, Mr. Ilsador, whoever, I don't know. But the interesting thing is, without the addition of gangsters to the United States Coast Guard in times like World War II, Germans would have been on our eastern seaboard, like in our streets. So, is organized crime wrong? Yes. Does it come in handy when we need it to? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
We owe the gangsters a whole lot because they were smart, they were efficient, and they were disciplined in a way that a lot of our military would only hope to be.
Well, because
in fact, a lot of their training
against
methods
the law.
In a lot of ways, there are some methods of training that we now use in our special forces that are directly resulting from the things that they did
right
at the time. So, we owe a lot to gangster past.
Yeah, no, and I wonder, with this Ryan Wedding, with him being this El Chapo-esque type figure, is this just another? So I'll kind of set the scene a little bit. Prior to Trump, fentanyl.
Are you before you do that? Are you wondering if the mob isn't quite as dead as people want to think,
Oh, it's not.
Or-
It's not at all.
I
No,
know.
no, no.
Exactly. Okay.
No.
Just wanted to clarify that part.
No, they're doing
Because
very
it's
well.
very not. It's
Be-
very
well,
not.
What
It's
a
just
lot,
a
what a
lot
lot
more
of
hidden.
what a
It's
lot of
more
mobsters have
hidden.
done is they've moved into official business.
Yeah.
That's a lot of unions are offshoots of the Teamsters, which was a mob front. That's how the Teamsters got their start, was a mob front. But so I want to kind of set the scene here. Okay, so Joe Biden is in office. There's drugs were flooding the street, especially from the southern border of the United States. Kept coming in, more and more illegals coming in, more crime, yada yada yada. Trump gets in, shuts down the border. A lot of that cartel drug production has now moved up to Canada, where we keep getting news reports. Largest drug bust out of British Columbia, largest drug bust out of Alberta, largest drug bust again out of BC. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. So I wonder, with this happening, does this now paint the picture that the United States has been has said a few times that Canada isn't a trustworthy nation? Does this now put another nail in that proverbial coffin?
I don't think
I
so.
would think so.
Well, I mean, I personally,
Dale, why do you think so? Or don't think so?
I guess it's more of a personal thing because I have spent a lot of time with a lot of different. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. The number of Canadians we have down from BC and Alberta and the Yukon are or were incredible, and they're incredible people. They're incredible people that I don't know that when it comes down to it that they would necessarily be less than an open book, because that's the people that I met that,
Well, we've seen that when the United States started cracking down on border service or border protection.
I hate.
a lot
Hang
of
on,
communities
scroll.
are complaining.
Hang on. Oh my God. I hate to agree that in many ways our government, I won't say our people, but our government and its lobbyists absolutely are not trustworthy. I don't trust my government.
Oh, but your government is your people.
That's the way it's supposed to work. That is the way it's supposed to work. But if you, for example, Kentucky, we have Rand Paul
based.
Mm-hmm. We also have Mitch McConnell. Those are our
unbased
senators. All right. People hate them, but they're the lesser of two evils sometimes.
People hate Rand Paul?
Oh God.
Well, I guess his dad was more of a he had more of a backbone, I guess. Let's put it that way.
Rand, in my humble opinion, sorry, Rand, I don't give a damn if you get pissed off over this, but you don't have a backbone, and it's so self-interested that, I mean, just go retire to some farm somewhere. And there were so many. Let's put it this way: he had a building here, got burnt down. Still trying to figure out if that was intentional or not, because there were a lot of people laughing their asses off over it. It was right downtown. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no.
See, but you guys had Thomas Massey too, or you have Thomas Massey.
I don't even know who that is. That's probably one of our representatives.
What?
Yeah,
Thomas Massey's based as fuck. Like he is one of the, for as much like it. So for a while, Trump was trying to like primary Massey, trying to go after him, and I think Trump realized the number of people that actually like Thomas Massey. So he's more of like a small government, stop spending, stop doing all this stupid shit with our money.
Right.
Like
Well,
he's very much that.
And Kentuckians are also very proud, regardless of which side of the line they are, of their governor, because the number of crises that Andy Bashir has had since he started in 2016 or 17, right in around the time that I moved to Kentucky, is ridiculous, and yet he's managed to come out ahead. You know, I mean, he's always paying attention and he's always activating the necessary resources. Like the tornadoes in 2021, no one saw that coming, and yet he had he had an entire city leveled in Western Kentucky.
Did they pray hard enough?
Did you not hear about was it
sorry, Kentucky?
You're not right. I forget that it starts with an M, but it's the town where the candle factory got leveled.
No idea what you're talking about.
Anyway, it's up to I-24, Western Kentucky, but it got Mayfield, Kentucky.
Okay.
Completely leveled. And that same tornado that leveled Mayfield came all the way up across through Hopkinsville, Russellville, up through Bowling Green, where I live, and stopped on the north side of the downtown area in Bowling Green. So yeah, no, he's had a lot of shit to do. And then there were the floods and the other storms and election BS and protests and all sorts of stuff.
Well, so I wonder, like, what does this actually mean? And damn it, Kim, I don't know why you left right now, because like I see this just there. Speak the devil. Okay, so why do you see?
She's
this?
Jeannie. No, this is why I call her Jeannie. Exactly. Yay.
So Kim, why do you view that this is an issue?
I don't even remember.
With the Ryan wedding.
By the way, tea Earl Grey hot.
Why do I think that the whole Ryan wedding thing would be another proverbial nail in the coffin for other places like the US or for Canada?
For Canada, yeah.
But in regards to the US, right? Like the US looking at Canada?
Yeah.
Well,
Trusting
because
Canada.
I mean, that's one thing that Trump has been talking about for half a minute now is literally our lax borders and Canadians not securing the borders and this and that. And we've got all these big drug places that are letting all the fentanyl and everything else into America. And I think with him, like, as much as I'm like, we were talking about when JL wasn't here, that, yeah, that's right. Canada can have big bad too. A little proud about it. But
by the way, no, the question before that was not an ordnance factory in Mayfield. That was a candles factory. Yeah, candles. No, it really was, and they weren't allowed to go home. That was
until all the candles were made.
No, they were forced to
Every
shelter in place, and a lot of people were trapped and died young.
See, I
But
don't.
If we end up in a mushroom cloud, so be it. So you're okay. You're okay with bending over, kissing your ass goodbye, and hoping for the best. Okie dokie.
I mean, I hope not. I don't want to.
No, look at the comment. Look at the comment.
No, I know. Isildur is he's a shit disturber in a fun way. He's a regular here. So, frontline.
Oh,
in International Falls, like he had brought up International Falls, that is a massive corridor where drugs come through. I'm very familiar with International
Where is
Falls.
International Falls?
That is Ontario into Michigan? Like the west side of Michigan?
Yes, eastern side.
No, it'd be west.
Michigan.
Yeah.
In line with Dearborn.
International Falls.
Minnesota. It's across the lake. It's the pointy bit of Minnesota.
Oh, yes, you're right. Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, that's a big place where a lot of drugs are happening. But I wanted so yeah, Ryan, what do you actually think is actually going to happen with this guy? You think there's this big drug cartel buddy? You think anything's actually going to happen with him?
See, the funny part is I can't actually comment on any of this because I haven't been paying attention to it. There's so much going on in the United States right now.
Well, just with this cartel guy, like, is Kash Patel just really okay? When the Epstein thing came out and that big like influencer thing came out, it was a joke.
Epstein.
Every single one looked like an idiot. So is this like we got to get a win somewhere because we've been on our proverbial knees here, just getting our shit kicked in?
Okay, so I'm going to be super unpopular here. Can we get the fuck over Jeffrey Epstein now, please?
No.
Well, I mean, he deserves, but there's so much other important shit that needs dealing with. Courts fucking handle him.
Well, they can't. He's dead. Hillary Clinton killed him. Or do you mean Ryan Wedding?
Ooh,
No,
that's
Epstein.
true.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
Well, he's dead. So now it's all the people want to know answers. It's not Jeffrey Epstein being put to justice. Now it's literally the people getting,
because everybody
names.
has to know. Have you noticed that more and more fewer and fewer shows are being actually properly written, and most of them are being written in the same manner as if they were reality TV? Oh my god, it's annoying.
What, like, hold on, what do you mean?
The only show where it works, the only show that works that way is actually what do you call it? 911 with Angela Bassett and them.
The only show that works what way? What did I miss?
Half of TV people have a thing for such a thing for reality TV now.
Right.
That writers are trying to write TV shows sometimes in the style of a reality TV series, and it's not.
So are you saying all the creepy pedophiles in Hollywood are just writing what they know?
Who said they were all creepy pedophiles?
I did.
Except that they're not all creepy pedophiles.
And they're all creepy pedophiles.
Okay.
Okay, but what does that have to do with? I'm so confused. Like, what does this have to do with Epstein or the? What we were
Alto,
just
we
talking
win.
about?
We win. Confusing Genie is the tactic.
Well,
no, I'm sorry. I lost my own train of thought there now. So I'm sorry. So
so with like I definitely see that
Gene wants to shoot me.
Well, no, so I definitely see that there are still people who are very much interested, and this was a big thing that Trump was pushing for, was the Epstein file. No one, like, the funny thing was, anyone that was on the right had no problem if they said, if Trump was in there diddling kids, good, he gets the wood chipper too. And that was bilateral. Everything that came out of like the Democrats, let's be real. If Trump was actually there diddling anything, it would have been leaked. It would have been leaked. They did everything in their power to try and like frame it as much as they could. Even the chick that was on Epstein Island, seen Trump, testified under oath and said, no, never did it. They redacted her name, even though it's public record. They know. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she.
That was weird. There was like interviews and everything with her, but then they redacted her name from the actual records. It's like her name's already been out there, but they don't want people to remember those types of things. That's why. Because when something goes south or someone fucks up and they have this fake news fake news. Anyway, if somebody has to go and retract what it was that was said, they'll have it like say the whatever People magazine. Okay, so People magazine could have said blah blah blah. Trump said this, Trump said that, but then it'll come back and they'll well, no, that wasn't actually true. So then in the next article, 5 pages in really small print, it'll be like, turns out that this wasn't actually true, blah blah blah, and then they'll quickly move on from there. But nobody knows it's there. Like they don't make it public when they fucked up.
Yeah, like they
just
keep
let these
the
things fester.
yeah, and instead of like, and this is the amazing thing with the media that happens is, so they'll say Donald Trump accused in redacted person's confessions with Epstein Island. Okay, that would be headline 1, and then it'll be days later. Oh, correction! Donald Trump was whatever, however they want to phrase it, but they'll leave both up. They'll leave up the original and the correction that completely discredits the original reporting. So it's like they make it off both ends, and it's like, okay, well, like the initial story was the big kaboom, and then the correction on the back end, no one hears a bloody word about it.
Like, see, we took it back.
Yeah,
but no one knows.
I'm glad that you guys brought up sensationalized media, because we all know I have a big problem with that. Anyway,
CBS is killing it lately, though.
Aren't they
just go through puberty again? Like your voice cracked.
Gee, thanks. I appreciate that so much. See, she really is like the other sister. Oh my God. Hugs. Anyway, no. So, once again, and I'll probably do it in just about every episode, I have experience from college being a reporter. I was attached to the school newspaper, and one of the things that we were taught, that the story speak for itself. There goes the Grinch again. Be objective. Your opinion doesn't matter, only the facts, right?
And this is what CBS is doing. Like, I'm literally looking at an article right now. It's just giving you the straight dope.
Right. And it's also one of the reasons why I appreciate people like David Muir so much, is because he tells you what it is and leaves it to you to decide. The thing is, like, in the format we're doing right now, like, I just interspersed a fact that, okay, that's what sensationalized, or what real journalism, objective journalism looks like. Like those that remember Tom Brokaw.
Yeah, but he's a Jew. No, I don't know if he is.
Who gives a
dick?
Who gives it? That is true objective journalism. And then you have what we're doing here. This is a more along an editorial or a talk show, because we're giving our opinions. We're showing you things that are actually happening, and then we're throwing it around, and that is an editorial. If you're actually looking for news, the thing to encourage people to do is to look for actual objective sources before you go to the editorials, or you're going to get fucking confused. It confuses the hell out of me, and I know what I'm looking at.
Well, but that's become the problem is media did become editorialized. Like, you can tell within the first
CNN
sentence.
is a perfect example. CNN is a perfect example.
Yeah, and we have this a lot that happens in Canada. You read the first paragraph, the opening paragraph, it primes you for how you should feel, because it could be like, okay, here's an example. Donald Trump accused of 34 felonies and visited Epstein Island already primes you for a thought. I don't like this. This is a bad person. Even
Well,
if
you know what?
who Donald Trump
To be fair, okay, all news outlets, that's called a hook.
Yeah.
All right. And I don't care what publication it is, whether the story is there to give you facts or not. they're going to give you the title that gives you the biggest hook to draw you in.
Well, it wouldn't even
That's
be the
the point.
headline, but it wouldn't be the headline. It would be the either the byline or the first paragraph that kind of
Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta.
Okay. So like here, I can show everyone that's watching right now. Like here's CBS right now. So Minneapolis had another shooting from an ICE agent. Here, like you want straight dope. Now you go to CBS. Okay. But like here it is right here. Federal agents in Minneapolis shot and killed another person in South Minneapolis Saturday morning. The shooting comes as tensions over surge in ICE enforcement actions and the earlier fatal shooting of Renee Good has the area in high alert. According to Minneapolis police, the person killed was a 37-year-old man. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara said he believed to be a Minneapolis resident. He had no prior criminal record. The shooting occurred near Nicollet Avenue, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what we know, Minnesota, like, look at just the straight dope. What did Tim Walz say? What did Mayor Jacob Fry say? What did DHS say? What are, federal agents and protesters are clashing in the area. There you go. That's the story. Thank you, Barry Wise. Thank you, Barry Wise. Ever since she came in on that's a she, you fucking dick. Ever since she joined CBS. I know, right? Barry.
Come on.
But like, there's the story. That's the story.
I feel like her parents wanted a boy and they were really set on the name Barry, and then she came out and they're like, fuck it, Barry it is. Just saying.
Yeah, we'll change the Y to an IE and now it's a girl's name.
Yeah.
But this is
nailed it.
Honestly, this is what people have been begging for. We're tired of the sensationalism, as even Isildur says, the hyperbole. No one out here, no one in the media thinks Donald Trump is Hitler, Hitler 2.0, the Giga Hitler. No one thinks that. But they use that in order to foment this, and this is what they've done for years.
Okay.
In Canada, look at the hyperbole that was used. Did anyone in the media think that anyone that didn't get a COVID shot was like actually trying to create a mass genocide in their neighborhood? No, but they hope someone gets the click, someone believes it. Someone believes what's being said. And when you have people from the government actually able to weaponize that emotional position, then people actually that's when you get things like Minneapolis. That's why you got the freedom convoys, because people fucking lied. CBS is killing it. They're just giving you the straight dope, and it's actually refreshing. People are going to go to this instead of going to Fox News, instead of going to CNN or MSNBC, all of this, because all of them are sensationalized. You have people on the far right who are sitting here going, "It's the Jews. It's the Jews. My pen broke. It's a Jew's fault." Like the sun came up at 7:33 this morning. It's the Jews. It's like, okay, you fucking people actually do a fantastic job of discrediting everything else. Just as the people on the far left that say it's all white man, evil, repressor, fucking whatever else they want to throw out. Those same CBS is going for the middle. They're going for the normal person. They didn't add conjecture, opinion, my feels. They gave you the information. So
that's crazy. But I like that. That's good. Sorry, I said that's crazy too, what I just read. But no, I like that. I like the straight dope. You don't see that too often anymore. So yes, it's very refreshing.
Yeah. Barry, well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, so I'm just saying, like, Barry Wise, with her coming into CBS, is transformed this. We've seen that there were attempts with places like CNN were trying to do this when I can't remember the guy's name that ended up buying CNN, and they canned Brian Stelter, they canned Don Lemon, they canned all of these people because they said, let's get back to news and not this like drama garbage crap.
Yeah.
So I've started using CBS a lot more for reporting because it's just straight information.
Straight dope is always a good thing. So, I don't know. Okay, well, I'll save that one for later. But I don't know if you had heard about the Winnipeg police officer that was sentenced to 7 years.
No, I didn't, but I saw it. Okay,
So-
you read it. I can hear you. I gotta grab something quick.
Wow. Just being left all by myself here.
You're all alone.
I'm all by myself. Okay. So technology, am I right, guys? I mean, okay. So I'm reporting on this because we lived in Winnipeg. So this is close to home here. So disgraced Winnipeg police officer sentenced to 7 years in prison, believed he was untouchable. So he had given a graduation speech for his new recruit class when he joined the police force. Served as an officer for more than 20 years and even got a since revoked award from the Governor General for exemplary, that was a hard word, service in 2024. But on Friday, now disgraced, they're really loving this word, Winnipeg Constable Elston Bostock was sentenced to 7 years in prison after a lengthy internal investigation revealed he was fixing traffic tickets, shared confidential police information, selling drugs, and committing other crimes over the last 8 years of his career, operating with the impunity under the cover of his uniform and badge. He did it because he could. The Court of King's Bench, that just sounds so weird to say, Justice Kenneth Champagne said in court as he was sentenced, it's a dark day for public confidence in the administration of justice. His activity was carried out for many years in his inescapable interference that he has believed he was untouchable. So this guy, I guess when
this calls into question every single traffic stop he made, every single arrest, every single report he submitted. That is you want to talk poisoning poisoning the well or fruit from the poisonous tree. That's it, because I felt like it, because I thought I could.
Yep. So I guess the judge had actually wanted, he came out and said that he wanted to give him 13 and a half years. He thought he expected that it could be reduced after consideration of the principle of totality, which aims more to avoid excessive sentencing on multiple charges.
Suck dick.
Holy fuck, Bostock said in response from his seat in the prisoner's box, covering his face with his hands and shaking his head.
And that was the police officer. Disgraced police officer saying, holy fuck.
Yeah. And then right away, it's okay, I'll accept the plea bargain. So with that's how he ended up getting the 7 years. So there's a video here where they ended up catching him. So this is when they did finally catch him, but take a
Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay.
What's
I'm
his
trying
name?
to pause.
I don't think
Elston Bostock.
Okay.
Bostock. Sorry. That's hard to say.
Drug dealers gonna come back and claim the Coda left line out. I don't think that's gonna happen.
This is Elston Bostock, caught on camera talking with his partner about stealing cash, a knife, and bear spray while on duty in late 2024 as part of a police test of his integrity. The 49-year-old admitted to fixing traffic tickets in exchange for liquor and gift cards, selling cocaine and psilocybin, and sharing a photo he took of a topless woman who died of an overdose. Among a long list of offenses committed by the disgraced former Winnipeg police constable.
Dude.
On Friday,
She
a
must've been
Manitoba
hot.
judge sentenced him to 7 years in prison. King's Bench Justice Kenneth Champagne told court, "Today is a dark day for public confidence in the administration of justice." Bostock pleaded guilty to 10 charges stemming from nearly a decade of crimes that started in 2016. The offenses include breach of trust, theft under $5,000, and drug trafficking. Federal prosecutors previously told court there was no evidence Bostock sold drugs for profit, describing it as social trafficking to friends and colleagues. Court heard
This doesn't
Bostock
matter.
used his power as an officer to access internal police databases where he
Mhm.
got confidential information and shared it with associates. Champagne told court the evidence indicates he was immersed in the criminal subculture. It appears many people in this city have Bostock on speed dial. Bostock's lawyers were seeking a sentence of just over 2 years, while provincial and federal prosecutors wanted a total of 7 years on all the charges. Then the judge told court he was considering a higher sentence of 13 and a half years, to which Bostock responded, "Holy F." Champagne told the court he was required by law to give the two sides time to talk. When they returned, both agreed to a joint recommendation, 7 years, and Champagne accepted that sentence.
The sad thing is, I'm pretty sure that picture, I could be wrong, but judging from his age and how the picture kind of looked, that was probably at like his daughter's wedding, walking her down the aisle or some shit like that. Like, that's so sad. But
This guy watched what was that movie? Anyone? What was that movie with Denzel Washington? No, King Kong ain't got nothing on Training Day.
okay.
Did he
remember
like
it.
watch that and he's like, yeah, that's how real cops do it.
Right. Let's do
Like
it.
I know, like with police, like they kind of got this weird line, like, yes, but like traffic tickets, dude, come on.
Yeah, there was another part. I don't know if it was in that video that I had seen or another one.
Yeah,
But
Man
you
on
can
Fire.
literally-
Yeah.
You literally hear him talking to another cop, telling him, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go in and then you're going to tell them, like, due to further looking into it, it does appear that it was in the wrong or whatever, and and then they're just going to throw out the ticket. And you hear the cop going, "I've never done that before." And he's like, "I know, I've done it before. It works." He's like, "They don't have the time. They got so many other cases. So if you just go in there and just say this, like my friend, I told them to ask for you. So, you just go in there, say this, the ticket will get thrown out." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" So it's not even just tickets he's giving. It's literally tickets that friends or family are getting. And he's convincing other cops to then go into the courts and just say, "Okay, you know what? Actually, my bad. Upon further investigation, this doesn't apply anymore."
Yeah, and because people don't have the time and because these cops are paid to go to court, you taking a day off work, like, yeah, okay, it's an $80 ticket or whatever the ticket, whatever speeding ticket or a light out or whatever they want to literally drum up. Well, I shouldn't say literally, but just like in the most realist sense of the term, that he's just making stuff up. Most people are just going to go, "You know what? I don't have the time. It's $80. Whatever. I'll just pay the ticket. Don't give a shit."
Yeah.
But every single arrest, every single ticket, now this guy, like, all of that has to be investigated now. All of it.
Oh, 100%. I'm actually
Or-
surprised.
Or just chuck it out. Like, you know what? Even if there was, we're gonna expunge your record because of what this cop did or because of it, because we don't know. Like, we don't know what evidence was gathered, how it was gathered. Was it gathered correctly? Was this guy fabricating? Obviously, like, you know, once this is why, like, so places that I've worked at, you know, as an owner operator, I in fact go out of my way to be trustworthy because I want people to leave me the fuck alone. Did you die?
No, sorry. I was reading this comment here, and for whatever reason, it broke my brain for a second. I had to read it a couple times because it wasn't computing to myself because I'm half retarded. But yeah, no, that would be exactly it. And I guess like in the court or whatever, he did end up apologizing and apologized to the family of the Indigenous girl who he took photos of her naked body. And it's like, really, dude, like
I love titties just as much as the next guy. I love big bazongas. I'm not going to take a photo of a dead chick. Like, there's just some things. There's some things you just don't do.
Got to draw the line somewhere, I feel. Well, and then in the other part of the video, too, like he's literally sitting in the vehicle talking to his partner about, okay, yeah, so there was like $75 of cash. I got this much, what looked like weed. There was this much pills in the bottom. Da, da, da. Like they're just talking about all the stuff that they found that they are now taking.
breaker, bit Travis. What he says? Breaker, bit Travis. What the hell? What are you doing there?
Isildur is dyslexic, and we love him.
Yes. Big Travis. There you
go. Sorry about the abrupt departure. I smelled smoke in my apartment.
You're smoking a little bit of the ganja.
No,
there's too much going on in the brain that you're like, I'm smelling my own smoke.
No. So it's cold enough here. I have the house that I'm in has wall heaters.
Oh, just like baseboard heaters, yeah.
Baseboard heaters.
Yeah.
Except they're not the full length. They're like the ones you used to put in the bathroom, like this and but they're in each room. And apparently the thermostat in the one in the bedroom that I keep turned off because my dresser's right in front of it is broken. And so it kicked on and I didn't even know about it until I smelled it. And then it's like, oh shit. My landlord was here. I was like, dude, where's the breaker? Yeah, so we turned the breaker off. Now it's not working. So I'm good. I'm super happy I was home and in this room with you guys today because, oh my God.
You're welcome.
I would not have had a house. I would not have had a house if I was at work. But it's like,
okay,
it doesn't normally get this cold here either. It's 17 degrees outside here in Kentucky. So I can only imagine what it is up there where you're at.
Sweetie, you know what it is here? And this is 25. the one time like this week that it's like on par, like minus 40 Canadian is minus 40 Fahrenheit.
Nice.
Minus 40. That's what it's going to be in a couple hours here. Yes.
Yeah.
It's minus 30 something right now. But so that's the disgrace.
Block heaters on gas engines too.
I'm sorry, what? The fuck?
I love to break Jeannie. I'm sorry.
You can't, like, you're literally doing this to a person with like ADHD. Like, you squirrel, I'm gone. Like, I don't know what I was saying anymore. Jesus. There's
love you, Jeannie.
I miss
battery blankets. Yes.
Yeah. All right, so I wanted to get into this last one before we wrap up for today. And of course, everyone, what? Oh, you weren't done?
Well, no, we can't wrap up yet. So if you're getting into a last one, there was a couple other ones that I wanted to show you first. They're kind of short convos, but one is about a bus driver, which I'm kind of curious of Well, I'm not really curious to your thoughts. I know what your thoughts are going to be. Oh my God. Hold on.
You know what his thoughts are going to be, but what about
Sorry,
mine?
it was really loud in my ear for a second. I would, I don't know. I would assume common sense. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Okay.
Not guilty of.
During a sudden accident, 69-year-old school bus driver Paul protected the 17 students on board. However, after the incident, some parents sued him, demanding compensation. While the bus was in motion, a piece of metal suddenly flew in and struck Paul. The impact left him seriously injured, but the bus was still moving with 17 students on board. Despite the intense pain, Paul gripped the steering wheel and worked to keep the bus stable, eventually pulling over safely before losing consciousness. Co-workers arrived quickly. One called 911, while another turned on the hazard lights and helped evacuate the student. Most students were unharmed, but a few suffered serious scrapes during the sudden stop. Paul was rushed to the hospital and survived after emergency treatment, though his injuries were severe and required long-term care. However, the incident did not end there. Days later, some parents filed a lawsuit against Paul, arguing that the emergency braking caused their children's injuries and accusing him of improper handling. They claimed the driver and the bus system should bear full responsibility. In court, Paul's lawyer presented surveillance footage, stating that the incident was an unforeseeable accident and that without Paul maintaining control despite his injuries, the bus could have gone out of control. The judge ultimately ruled that Paul did everything possible in an emergency to protect the student and was not at fault, dismissing the lawsuit. Do you think the judge's decision was fair?
Well,
When I seen this,
it was
so
a
this
duh.
this was another one that are
Duh. He did his job to the
Yeah.
best of his ability. He did his
this
job.
is another one that our kids sent me.
He saved
And
lives.
when I watched this, I was so angry. I'm like, you ungrateful parents. Like, honestly, when he got hit, that bus could have gone out of control. It could have flipped. It could have crashed. It could have whatever. It could have been so much more serious. And
yeah.
right. And he kept it in line, and some of the kids had serious scrapes. Wow. Oh my God. They could be no longer here. And then you're going to have the audacity to sue the man who
Saved your
saved
kids'
the
life.
lives of your kids.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. That just made me so angry.
Yeah, so there a couple things to kind of explain with this. So a lot of people have asked, like, why don't semis have airbags? Well, it's because what if we're ever in a collision?
They don't.
No.
No.
I didn't know that.
And they never will have.
No, it'd be it's a terrible idea, because in the event of a collision, we have to maintain control. If you deploy an airbag, mind you, with how big we are, like if I hit a car, yeah, that car is going flying, not me. And so if I am in a collision and the truck becomes disabled in some way, I have to be able to maintain control of the equipment until
And
it can stop.
Or as in control of the equipment as you possibly can be given
Yeah.
the circumstances. Yeah.
So
and that is one thing that people don't actually stop to think about. And my Uncle Dale was truck driver for years. And one of the things that they tell you 100%, they drill it home, this CDL is not a right, it's a responsibility.
Mhm.
And when you step behind the rig, you assume the responsibility that if something happens, the responsibility it's in its entirety, regardless, is on you for how it turns out.
Yeah, like we've there's been incidences. So when I went to go get my instructor's permit, the instructor had brought up a story of a truck that was driving down a road, and I believe whatever, it doesn't really matter, left, right. There was a bus coming down a hill. It was a snowy day. It was icy, poor conditions. So the driver, he had noted that there was this bus coming down the hill. He had noticed that the bus couldn't stop as it was coming down this hill. So he took corrective action and actually put the semi in the ditch, saving the children and the bus driver's lives. Everyone, even local news, was talking about how this truck driver is a hero. He saved lives. He saved those kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
What the safety committee or the safety officer for this company, you know what he did? Put that guy on unpaid suspension for 2 weeks because he didn't follow training, which there is no training for that.
No, there's no training for that situation at all. It's why it's why all the drivers on the ice roads in Canada, remember that show, Ice Road Truckers? They're all volunteers, and they are the best of the best. And more than half of them lose their lives every year, even though they're the best drivers on the planet. Or at least that's the numbers that they like to give.
It's a very different world doing ice roads. I personally haven't done it. I've talked to people that have. But it's just the idea of someone that has no fucking clue of what actually took place, because the driver was actually fully within his right, or I shouldn't say right, but was within his authority. If he didn't stop and he killed and he slammed into that bus, he wouldn't be found at fault. Like, yes, he can do things, he could try to slow down or whatever else, but the pencil pushers, these parents in this scenario went, oh, the driver was actually incapacitated or was severely diminished in his ability to operate. And they don't actually understand that through the even though he was he was damaged, he still had the wherewithal to go, I need to safely get this thing stopped. And he did it flawlessly. Those parents, fuck those parents.
Yeah, agreed.
These are people that have never actually had to deal with actually being in control of potentially other people's lives in that type of aspect.
Oh my God. I could see why you like this guy so much.
I like
the shit that
it's a doggy dog, and the school buses are like always like
balloons fix it.
Contractor, so it's a race to the bottom, especially with commercial freight. Hence my air balloons to fix it. Yeah.
He loves
and so like in regards to trucking, my uncle went and got himself a legacy sleeper on a KW9 because it meant he didn't have to pull doubles, which are super dangerous, and he didn't have to go into New York, which is a super big pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. No one wants to go there.
Yeah. Well, because you have to fold your mirrors every time, and you get one shot to back it in the right way. One shot.
Yeah.
Or you have to go all the way back around the fucking city block and try it again.
So Kim, the video that you want to show, as far as I know, that's fake.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you want to still play it, we can.
Is that?
As far as I know, that's what I've been seeing. Because if you don't want to play it, if it is fake, I'd rather get to the Francis Widdowson stuff and then carry on from there.
Hold on. Let me just see here. Oh, hold on. There's actually an update on here. I'm okay.
I don't like
so this
updates.
is actually on. No, sorry. It's this actually on from Louder with Crowder. I just had it saved from the other day when I was watching it, and now I'm looking. It says updated, and it says so. Brudigan may have fallen for a hoax because there's an argument over whether it's legit. LinkedIn says he's a teacher in Texas. Grok says Los Angeles after being suspended from Texas. This is what happens when I try blogging before a second cup of coffee hits. Okay, so we'll get into what you wanted to get into. Good call.
Okay. So this had happened.
Kim sitting there laughing, watching me play with the screen background.
So this is from this is from CBC. So One BC, which is the part. Oh, right. Sorry. Out of BC. So One BC event at University of BC attracts hundreds of opponents, ends with one arrest. An event at the University of British Columbia by the One BC political party ended with its leader and a couple dozen supporters being escorted by police onto a waiting bus. The political leader, it was Francis Widdowson who got arrested. The fuck? Nice reporting, CBC. Okay, being escorted by police onto a waiting bus.
What's CBC? Just for clarification.
Communist Broadcasting Corporation of Canada.
Or Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Yeah, or Canadian, however you want to phrase it. So someone has said, so we chased them. We chased them out, and now they're hiding in a public building, said Andy Lynn, one of the nearly 1,000 people who took part in dueling events in the middle of campus Thursday afternoon. It's really angering for me to see these people come here to try and wreak havoc. You have one of the best schools in the country, and it's a productive society that we have going on here. Shut the fuck up, bitch. And they're here just to wreak havoc. Are they? So of course I'm going to voice my opinion. Okay, so Dallas Brody, who was reinstated as the leader of 1BC, so it's good to see that 1BC reinstated her. I don't know about that Wyatt Claypool or whatever the flip that dude.
Hold on,
Dallas
Dallas
Brody,
is she?
Dallas Brody, yeah.
Okay, what is with these things? First there's Barry, which is a girl. Now Dallas. I mean, carry on.
She's a looker. Holds an event at UBC Indian Residential School History and Dialogue Center, writing "Truth cannot exist without discussions and debates." We will be heading to UBC to encourage in conversations with students and anyone else open to an exchange. Okay, I'll play that, or I'll show you this.
No, don't play with that. Just show it.
Sorry. So this is from the 1BC had posted this. So the 1BC or the UBC campus communists and their professors who claim they live and study on stolen lands are too scared to have a real conversation. Too bad. We've come to UBC tomorrow, whether they like it or not. So obviously they have posters talking about residential school denialism. And I believe I have the video of Francis Whittleson. Oh, I do not have the video of it. This was actually, I found this kind of interesting. So this is from, what was it? Revolutionary Communist Party at UBC. So it says 1BC off our campus. You know, they got their marching orders. That's what they got. They got their marching orders.
Marching orders?
Yeah.
Like you mean they were in a marching band and marching orders? Oh
God,
wait.
I wish. I wish they'd be less offensive. But so in response to Francis Whittleson going there asking this question of, hey, these 215 bodies that were supposedly in Kamloops, where's the evidence? And it resulted with her and a bunch of supporters getting assaulted and her being arrested.
Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense because the police. So let's get a few things straight here. The police will never enact or work on behalf of someone else's rights. They will always, like, if there's a mob and there's one person, they will take out the one person because it restores peace, not the person being assaulted. You know, we've seen this happen with Nick Sorter down in when he was in Portland or when he was in Minneapolis. We've seen the same thing going on. The police will arrest the victim in order to appease the assaulters.
That doesn't even make any sense. That makes absolutely no sense. Like, I understand their mentality behind it, but it makes no sense. Like, it's wrong.
Is it wrong?
So wrong.
To arrest the victim as opposed to the perpetrators? Yes.
Well, I had asked, I'm still waiting. So, you know, I think it's quite clear UBC has absolutely embraced this leftist ideology. They are within 100% support of the violent actions that took place there against an old grandma asking questions, saying, hey, we were lied to. We were lied to. So, JL, since you're not familiar with this, Kamloops, BC, is obviously a town in British Columbia.
I know where it's at. I just never been there.
So they have like an old residential school. A bunch of natives went there. They got educated and all this other stuff. So there were claims that 215 bodies were found there. That was the claim.
Okay.
Although ground penetrating radar found nothing. The methods in which this 215 were found were dubious and were against every single protocol that goes with classification of anomalies with ground penetrating radar. This became a national story that all of a sudden residential schools are just burying kids left, right, and center. So when they were just
huge. We
asked
even
the
got
question,
a day here.
yeah.
Wait
So
a minute.
now that
And they're saying that that's going on today.
that happened in the past, and so now we need to reconcile with a history that never happened.
Can't we just let history be what history is and not try and change it?
Well, this is where I start running into a
Please.
lot of problems, is because, okay, so fine, if there's 215 bodies, then dig them up and give them the burial they deserve. They refuse, after millions of dollars have gone into find all these unmarked graves, they haven't found one body. So 1BC with Francis Whittleson is saying this has become a cottage industry. This is a lie, a hoax, and people are getting hosed for it, which is why she got assaulted. So that's kind of the framework that we're working with. You guys in the States are seeing very much similar things, where you question the orthodoxy and we will assault you.
I mean, it depends on what it is. There again, it's
Come on,
not
transing kids, name it. Social justice, white supremacy, racist, bigots, homophobe, throw it at whatever they want. You question any of that, they will assault you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Well, no, I mean, I'll tell you. I don't know about the rest of the country, but I know about where I'm at. And in general, it's just live your life. I don't give a shit who you love or what you think, or your truth is your truth. It's very much the old style United States of America. Sure, there's divisions across the board for politics, who's leading the country and what stupidity is going on, but as far as people being attacked, it doesn't happen here, at least not in the way that you see in Minneapolis and bigger cities. It does. That's not saying it doesn't happen at all, but I mean, you hear protests, and that's exactly what it is. It's protests. People peacefully putting up signs like they used to do and letting their voices be heard.
But I would say that we're actually not seeing that, especially out of universities. It is very much. Do we need to recall Charlie Kirk got shot for voicing a different opinion? He was shot in the neck, murdered, assassinated because he shared a different opinion.
Well, and here's the tricky thing about that. Okay, first of all, I have a big problem with it because it's not okay. Number one, to do political violence to anyone for any reason. This is the United States. This is the Western world. You have the right, protected by our Constitution, to speak your mind, even if other people don't agree with you, and not be afraid that you're going to get shot or in any other way harmed. All right. Be it by your fellow citizen or by law enforcement. Now, at the same time, we're making a huge show of something that we've seen before. All right, especially in the United States, we've seen it before. It's not like it. suddenly this guy got killed because he said what he believed. No, Kennedy was assassinated for what he believed. All right.
Did you ever see that? There's that video of George
So
Carlin.
JFK got killed before. Hang on. JFK got killed for what he believed. Malcolm X got killed for what he believed. Martin Luther King killed for, civil rights. It's happened many times before. It's just that we have a lot more social media. And the problem with the social media isn't that the existence of social media, it's the way that human beings who are supposed to be educated use it.
Well, but I think that when, like, just criticizing, just saying, like, this doesn't impact these people in any way, shape, or form. But it's like when someone says, I support, transitioning kids. That person's politics. Every single position they hold. Canada is, or Canadian, or whatever, white people live on stolen land. We actually live on Turtle Island. Trans kids, we need to protect trans kids. White men are violent criminals and need to be stopped. Republicans are Nazis. Conservatives are literally, the embodiment of Hitler. Like, it comes with all of these other things. They don't break at all for any of those dogmas. So to these people, much like, James Lindsay calls the woke, the leftists, they call it's a non-theistic dogmatic religion. And I 100% agree with his position, because it's much like if you went to a devout Christian and refuted the point of Christianity to them, they take it as a personal attack. You are actually attacking themselves, their core beliefs. So for Francis Whittleson to come out and say, hey, dude, we were lied to. They lied to us, and they go, how dare you question it? So I think that's where this big separation happens, where the right is now considered people who are seeking truth. The left is now considered people who are willing to engage in violence to further their opinion.
I don't disagree with you at all. And I'll say it again. You're granted the right to peaceful protest and to freedom of speech. You are not granted the right to force that opinion on other people, whatever it may be, by means of violence. It's not okay. And if you get arrested for it, people have a problem with you for it. You brought that on yourself. I'm so sorry, but you did. If violence is done on you because of what you believe, then that person that did that to you definitely needs to be arrested and taken care of. Full stop. Doesn't matter their reasoning. Doesn't matter how impassioned they got. If somebody injures you, physically injures you in some way, shape, or form because of what you believe, that is a crime.
Well, we saw, I don't know if you saw that video of like Don Lemon and all these like left-wing protesters going into a church, which is actually a crime. You cannot deprive someone of exercising their rights.
No, you can't. That's what a church is considered, even today, by today's American standards. It's supposed to be sacred ground, meaning not meaning what it used to mean. I mean, today it means that protests, they can be held outside church grounds, but protesters are banned from disturbing the religious practices of the people inside the building for whatever reason.
Which is so funny, because that whole law that came into effect was to protect abortion clinics from people protesting at abortion clinics. So it evolved. The FACE Act ended up evolving from, okay, abortion clinics, now we have to move into protected classes. Well, practicing religion is a protected class. You can't actually interfere with that. So, a left-wing policy, and it's nice to actually see, and I'll give this to the Republicans down in the States. They are finally wielding the fucking sword that everyone refused to give them, or that they had in their possession the whole time they refused to use.
And by the way, Isildur, I agree with going back to perhaps a fur trade economy, but prohibition? No, where would the fun be in that? I couldn't have a margarita then.
What do you think I'm doing right now, Isildur? You son of a bitch! Don't take this from me.
Yeah.
How do you think I get this flow of consciousness and ramble like a fucking incoherent retard?
Because you're a
Right.
nerd with an
Not
alcoholic.
sober.
Hey, you're a nerd with an alcoholic's problem.
Yeah, or I'm an alcoholic with a
No.
nerve problem.
He's a drunk. Alcoholics go to meetings. God, get it right.
Blood wine. How much blood wine have you had today?
Don't ask.
4 or 5 of them. But so this is one thing I'm. It's actually nice to see, because always the view was from the right is careful passing a law, because once your opponent gets in law or gets in control of those laws, they can now use them against you. And finally, someone is willing to wield that sword. While in Canada, like I know you're not all that familiar, but our conservatives are like a very bitch down Democrat, not Republican, Democrat. Our liberals are your Democrats. So riddle me that one, Batman. So the one party that says that we are trying to conserve Canada, it's in their title, so it must be true, right? They refuse to actually, hey, if we get elected, schools that are engaging in this type of action, we're going to investigate them. You think the left doesn't do that shit? They do that with every opportunity they have.
Well, you know what? That's the thing about politics. Both sides are going, and it's something that you're taught in poli-sci to do, to go after people in whatever way you can. Smear tactics are a tactic. They shouldn't be, but they are. So, I mean, it doesn't matter the side. It doesn't matter your party. That's politics. And that's one of the reasons why I hold that people who are in our government, politics should be secondary to public service. All right.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that your reason for entering, say, the U.S. Senate should not be predicated on politics alone. It should be predicated first on the desire for public service with the use of politics to get the job done.
Okay. So it's
if
not,
you lose
it's a selfless. So you mean, and I think we agree with this. I more look at being selfless rather than being selfish. You should be joining politics for selfless reasons, not selfish.
Well, the minute that you okay, say you're in combat and you get big-headed, right? It's all about the glory and the whatever, and all of a sudden the lives that you're commanding, the lives of the men you're commanding or men and women you're commanding, begin to matter a lot less than they should. All right. By the same token, if you are in politics and you lose sight of the fact that it's all for the cause of public service to the people in your constituency, all of a sudden, okay, now you can do whatever the hell you want. And there's really nobody that's on your mind. Hey, what would the people that I'm serving think of if I do X, Y, or Z?
Right. And I think so, and that's a difference that happens between Canada. So once you become a member of a party, you are no longer representing your constituents. You represent the party to the constituents. And that's an absolute bastardization. But what I see with this,
Well,
with
it
the
happens in the United States all the time these days too.
Right.
It didn't used to. It didn't used to. And ideally, it shouldn't matter one way or the other. Ideally.
Yes, in an ideal world where people actually have morals.
Yeah.
But, you know, we seem to live more and more in a world where people do not, or their morals are subject to change without notice. You know, whoever's got the bigger, you know, checkbook, sure, I'll change my morals for a couple shekels. But I just with seeing this, we have seen universities across North America, across the Western world, have become hotbeds. We literally have a revolutionary communist organization fully supported by the university, who would willingly deprive rights. And this is one thing universities used to champion, that we challenge ideas. Whatever you thought, we're going to push against it and maybe make you think a little bit harder about your position.
Critical thinking.
Yeah. But now they've turned it into, it's just dogma. Because the right completely relinquished any and all relevance to the universities.
Well, it's one of my biggest problems with modern church, is that mainline Christianity, much in the same way, has gotten to be more about dogma and tradition and big theology, less about truth and making people think, and compassion and not judging and things of that nature. And when it becomes about dogma, you can justify any treatment of any person that differs from your opinion, regardless of what the situation is, and say that it was for your beliefs. Enter belief system here.
Yeah. Well, so I found the quote from Carlin, and so he says, so those who advocate for peace and unity are frequently the ones who are assassinated. People like Jesus, Mahatma Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Medgar Evers, and John Lennon, all of whom called for harmony and love only to be violently killed. Now we can add Charlie Kirk to that list. People that called, said things like, I don't like the idea of having to view things through a racial lens. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of, because of your skin color, you are either afforded or you are withheld certain things. That's not a country that we live in or that I believe in. And he was killed for saying that. In fact, when he was shot and murdered, he was talking about trans violence. As he was fucking shot, the guy that shot him dated a trans furry. When he's talking about trans violence, there's too much. It needs to stop. And he was fucking murdered for that.
Yeah. I'm sitting here looking at Kim's lovely face, and she's like, didn't I put it in chat? Didn't I put it in chat? In our private chat? Didn't I put it in chat?
A little bit. 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. There is one thing off topic, though, that I just wanted to bring up. So while our kid and I were at the dinner table today, we were talking, and he happened to ask me a question. What do you think would make it to the top faster, or to the end faster? A snail going up, was it Mount? Oh my God. Mount something. The highest building, which is 828 meters high, or a cheetah running across the China Wall. Oh my God. Great Wall of China.
Great Wall of China. I don't know. Probably the snail scaling the tallest building.
What do you think, Joe?
I totally lost the plot there. What did you say?
What would
What-
get to the end faster? A snail climbing up to the tallest building, or a cheetah running across the Great Wall of China? What would get to the end faster?
I think the snail.
You think so? Okay. So I thought the cheetah. So I had happened to ask Jamal, which is my
Did you
AI.
look? Do you know how big the Great Wall of China is?
I do now. So I asked Jamal, and Jamal said the cheetah would finish much faster. And then he gave a breakdown. So the snail would have to travel 828 meters. And then it tells the speed. Obviously, they move really slow. The cheetah would have to travel 21,196 kilometers across the Great Wall of China. So then it's saying the cheetah's distance is massive, the snail's slow pace, da 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 da. Then as he's sitting there breaking everything down, all of a sudden he says, and I quote, "Correction, I actually flipped the winner of my initial thought. The snail finishes in a much shorter journey first." I'm like,
Yeah.
Right.
my kid and I look at each other. Dude, AI is thinking. Like, he corrected himself. Like, that's fucked up. That's scary. I don't know.
Oh, the way AI is going now. Oh my god.
Whew.
It's a little
It
scary.
just disturbed me. Yeah,
It's a
it just
little scary.
disturbed me. Correction, actually.
And you know,
I changed
you know
my
what?
mind.
You know, wait, AI changed its mind. There's a ghost in there.
Insane.
No, I have something. This is to teachers since we're talking about universities. The one thing that I have to do is give a shout out to teachers everywhere, especially the ones that genuinely do care about their students, because there's a lot of times, a lot of situations where teachers are put in environments where it's almost impossible. And this is a perfect example of what that looks like when they actually make a difference. It's also one of my favorite movies of all time.
I sort of got if it's fucking Coach Carter, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Is that iRobot?
Oh, we don't allow those people here. I can't.
Stop. You have to actually allow it. Yeah, there you go.
Now, is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, then. School song. Let me hear it.
All right, fellas, let them hear it. Fair East Side. Fair East Side. Fair East Side.
The look on their faces, like,
By the
what?
side will stand and always praise thy name. Praise thy name, praise thy name. To ever, yeah. Lend a hearts and hands to help increase thy fame. Ooh, Lord, the honor, yeah, of all these side, cause forth our loyalty. Loyalty. So cheap.
All right. Who taught you that? Answer me.
What was that, guys?
I know you didn't do it yourselves. Sams,
What?
who taught you this song? Speak up.
Mrs. Powers.
This power.
I love this part.
Come with me, all of you.
So hold on, I'll have to stop it because I think at some point I think we end up running into
Hang on.
problems. So
No, hang on.
no, because we run into copyright problems and then we get in shit. So
No, I'm going
So-
forward to the. I was gonna go forward to the part where he's like, okay, in not so many words. Damn good job, basically. I love Morgan Freeman to death because he gave the challenge, teach these people to care.
Mhm.
And because he put his entire career on the line. Watch the movie, people. It's freaking awesome. changed the doors shut to keep the drugs out of the school, did whatever he had to do to keep his students safe. And 85% of those same students graduated with honors.
Yeah, and that's when, you know, then that's
Those are educators that if you're out there, and I know you are, thank you for what you do.
yeah, and the ones that want to indoctrinate and actually like work against actually making a child like I can count on one hand out of all the teachers I've had, the ones that actually influenced my life, helped
I've
make
had
me the
several.
person I am today. I could not tell you the number of teachers that were just there and gone, didn't care, just you know, just keep the machine rolling, you know. And I think that's, you know, well, we've seen a lot of there's been a lot of teachers unions within Canada that
And
have done everything in its power to destroy that.
As far as trans rights go,
Don't exist.
I will say this, that if you are trans, that's fine. You are who you are. Don't let anybody tell you differently or disrespect you for it. But you're make that decision as an adult, and don't expect that the government should be there to say, hey, yeah, no, this is okay, especially for a 12 or 13-year-old kid. I mean, I would challenge people to do a lot of research on the pros and cons behind the procedure itself, because there are medical ramifications that these kids are dealing with when they do it that's not really on their radar. You know, you might feel like you're a woman or a man, whichever side you're on, and you are who you are. But be careful with the decisions you make early in life. They come to bite you in the tush later.
No, and there, yeah, no, there's
that also is a decision between not the government, but parents, doctors, and their children. It's not for the government to say, hey. That's not even for teachers to say, hey. The only thing for teachers to say, you know, bullying is not okay. Don't care what form it takes. Full stop.
Yeah. No,
Well,
I think we need.
bullying.
I think we need to bring
Bullying.
shame back and actually criticizing people's bad decisions.
Bad decisions, maybe, but shaming, oh no.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Listen.
because
I'll explain. I'll explain why. Say you have somebody like me, okay, and I was one of those kids. I've already mentioned how tiny I was. At 12 years old, I was 5'2", and well, no, actually, I was 5 foot, 5 foot even, and 75 pounds soaking wet.
Bragger.
I was tiny, okay? I could fit into places but my point is, I was already different. And I'm pretty sure that people picked up on other things. And just because of the way I acted, because, you know, ADD, ADHD, maybe I wasn't harming anyone. But I was bullied the fuck out of on a regular basis. All right? And so, no, I'm a kid that went through shame all the time and didn't deserve it. So I can honestly say shame is not really a great tactic.
Is that shame or more bullying? That sounds like a bullying thing, not shame. Or
shame.
You
can educate kids without shame very effectively. If you take a kid aside, I guarantee you, if you were to take a kid aside and actually say, okay, what were you thinking just then? And why did you do that? it's going to be more effective in the long run because, okay, now we're actually thinking. My thing is teach your kids to think. Teach your kids to use their brains. Teach your kids to be respectful. You don't have to shame them to humble them. You can humble them and put them in their place creatively without shame. Like, I'll give you most of the time, the one thing that was most effective for me, if my granddaddy found out, because he was my hero, I've mentioned that many times. If I was in the room with him and he had found out, and there was even the possibility that he was going to be disappointed in me, that would bring me up against a brick wall every time.
That's some kids. But that's the thing. So I would say in a lot of cases, being able to have a conversation with a kid and being like, hey, like what was done is wrong. And these are the reasons. However, there are kids out there who it doesn't matter how hard the parents try, what they do, every step, every class, every counseling, every whatever that they have done and tried. And it does not work all the time. It depends on the child. It depends on what works best with the kid. And I will say that, as bad as it sounds, unfortunately, in some cases, that is the shaming is the only way to get through to some people. Sometimes.
Perhaps. I'm just saying, blanket shaming, not a great idea. Be careful.
This is why I think we need to bring shaming back. We've had far too many people who are all too willing to engage in the most depraved, disgusting, degenerate shit possible with absolute impunity. Healthy at any size, trans kids, any type of like LGBTQ expansion. And if you criticize any of it, you're a homophobe, blah, 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 blah. No, I think we actually, I think it's
correct term there,
that
by the way, transphobe, not transphobe.
Whatever. Well, I guess I'm that. Because I really don't care.
No. There's a difference. Look, there's a difference between being a transphobe and saying this is something that should wait for adulthood, and not childhood.
Yeah, and we should be shaming the parents. We should be shaming the parents that what you're doing is actually disgusting. It's harmful. You are on the same level of the Nazis with sterilization. You're a disgusting, absolute disgusting monster if you would be willing and encouraged to do that to a child.
I would say that that there is a big difference between a supportive parent, a parent supporting their kids, and feeling the way, like, okay, if something is off and your kid's like, okay, you know what? I feel like I'm in the wrong body. Okay, that is a valid way to feel, especially when you're growing up. You're trying to figure yourself out. That's the key, though. You're in your adolescence. You're trying to figure yourself out. It's not a time to be making huge biologically life-altering decisions.
Yeah, so someone encouraging that, we should do everything in our power to shame, call that person out, and remove them from any discussion that especially has to do with children. And if it's parents that are doing the same thing, then I think at some point people got to actually stand up and make their voices very, very loud and very clear in their opposition to mutilating little kids.
Now, I will say it's from myself. I don't know. But for myself at 16, I knew I was gay. I can also say that I wasn't really ready for anything terrible, extensive, but I knew I was gay. I could make that choice.
Yeah, but you were
most people by the time. Most people that I have met in the community by the time they were 16 or 17 years old were, they knew at least. Because at 13, your brain's still developing. Well, 25 is when a guy's brain stops developing. It's when a guy stops growing too. My point being that there's a reason why 18 is the standard age of adulthood of majority in most countries in the West, because we actually are educated and can make an educated decision about where our lives are going to go. And we're going to understand that, hey, we still have support from the most important people in our lives. So I don't, it really is, it's because I've also met kids that at 12 and 13 already knew they were gay. Legitimately, it's back in the 90s when.
Well, see, and I would,
when it wasn't, mainstream. Okay, yeah, everybody was coming out of the closet, left, right, and center. Ellen hadn't even come out yet when during the time I'm talking about. But
so maybe I'm being like super ignorant. Maybe this could be a discussion for a different day. I don't think gay people exist. This is why.
Okie dokie.
This is why.
Okay.
I think it has to do with preferences. I don't think, just as, you know what? Hey, man, are there some hot, like, black chicks? Yeah, but that's not really my thing. Are there some hot Asian chicks? Yeah, still, nah, not really my thing. Are there some hot dudes? Yeah, not my thing.
Okay, but regardless of whether you say the word gay or preference in that aspect, you can't say gay isn't a thing. I mean, there's the preference that men like other men. They prefer to have other men. And even in that preferred preference.
Prefer is what?
I guess a choice.
Well,
preference.
Homosexuality. And so I'm going to do something that I always love doing. Okay. Word education. So anytime that people tell me I'm gay, yes, I absolutely am. Thank you for knowing. I'm being gay right now. I'm grinning my ass off because I'm happy as hell. You're right. I'm gay. I'm queer. I'm definitely strange as a motherfucker. I really am. And I make fun of myself all the time because of that.
But that'd be equivocating.
I am not a fag because I'm not a cigarette and you can't smoke me. And I'm not a faggot because I'm not a bundle of sticks, and you can't really use me to keep warm with them. I mean, well, you can, but not in the traditional sense. I am homosexual, meaning that Tyler's there.
Not even one bit. Not even one bit.
Oh no!
I think I'm more nervous.
Homosexuality, homo meaning same sexuality, obviously.
Right.
Means that it's a matter of attraction.
Preference.
Right. Well,
another word for attraction would be things that I like.
Right. Well, in this case, sexuality. Meaning, there's a difference between acknowledging, okay, this guy or this girl is, really gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I want to get in their pants. Right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. No, there's a difference between an attraction. Like, I could look at like old George Clooney, like young George Clooney, in the past George Clooney, a hunky fucking dude. Young John Travolta, hunky fucking dude. Do I want to stick it between his butt cheeks? No. That's not my preference.
Like, I have had aborted relationships with girls, actually, because it's back in my teens.
You killed them?
No, aborted, meaning canceled, meaning it didn't work out. Quit being morbid, please. I am not that person.
Sorry.
Oh my God, Jeannie, what is going on with you today? Are you?
I'm just thinking, you said aborted. My mind went to abortion up to and including birth. So I'm thinking. Anyway,
Clooney's he's a good looking guy.
Thank you. No, so I had an attempted relationship because I mean I grew up in a household where same sex attraction, being gay, not okay. Well, more my mom than my aunt. So I tried to pretend, didn't work. Mid-20s, I finally I'm gonna actually be me, and I haven't really looked back. Do I acknowledge that the people that I went out with, if I were straight, I would totally bang them? Absolutely. I'm not. Can't even go
Right.
there.
Yeah,
Can't
I
even
think
go there.
more
But
view
now,
of
but
platonic
now,
relationship.
people like Chris Evans and Logan Lerman. Now, I could do that.
Yeah, but Chris Evans is Christian as fuck.
Doesn't mean I can't think about it. Also doesn't mean he really gives a shit whether I do or don't. Because Chris Evans, if you look at it, he might be super Christian, but he's also been like, yeah, okay, I've had that happen. It was actually funny, but no.
I just think it has. Oh, go ahead, Kim.
I don't know. I was just gonna say that, like, I'm hearing both sides of both sides of you talking right now, and all I can think in my head is you're both saying the exact same fucking thing. Like,
Yeah.
he's saying that he's gay, and he's like, "No, I'm gay," and you're like, "Well, no, it's a preference.
no
Gay
such
doesn't
thing as gay.
exist." But regardless
Gay
whether you
exists.
slap the word gay on it or not, it is a preference that you have. It is a preference, and it's not
also one that
necessarily.
you don't necessarily. Here's the one thing that I always stress and try and get people to understand, because this is where homophobia comes into play. It is not something, and I know this because I have tried, like beating a dead horse. It is not something that the person that feels attracted to one or the other. I can't help being attracted to people of the same gender any more than a guy that's attracted to women can help that attraction. It's not something that I can change because I've tried. At least not on my own power. Now,
if I put a gun against your head and said, you're gonna stick it in there in that chick, and if you don't, we're gonna Luger the back of you.
That's different. You can literally say that
they did that.
about
No,
anything.
they
and
literally
it doesn't.
did. They literally did that during Nazi Germany. They did that.
Sorry,
No,
what were you gonna say,
regardless
Kim?
whether they did it, regardless whether they actually did that or not, if someone's going to put a gun to my head and say, fornicate with this plastic fake looking Pinto, I'm going to be like, okay, you're putting a gun to my head. I'm not going to die for it. This isn't the hill I'm going to die on, dude. But it still doesn't mean that that's what I prefer, what I like, what I'm actually attracted to.
I
You're
will
just
say
doing
I
it.
will say that technically in that situation I could. I would be pretty damn traumatized by the situation.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But also,
I think anyone
have,
would be.
No, I have literally met people who absolutely would not even be able to get it up. I've met people like that.
See, and I think this has kind of been like my point of contention with like the whole like LGBTQ whatever community is that we've celebrated people's preferences. Like if I came out and said, hey, I like chicks with big knockers, like I'm the big knockers guy. It's like, yeah, that's weird.
Well, and here I would love for it to go back to what it was in the 90s. Not for, not stepping back the acceptance, right? But walking back under our understanding, because it was the gay straight alliance, right? Gay meaning all the colors of the rainbow, lesbian, gay, bi, all of the above, right? Straight people who were, not the other, that were
Yeah, but now we're the enemy.
heterosexual.
Now we're the enemy.
Alliance. And all it meant was that both sides recognize the validity and of the other and agree to support and defend and respect one another.
This could go on because we could actually get into like morals and ethics and everything else. So maybe we'll save this because this can easily turn into a 3-hour conversation of actually like nailing.
And we've
down.
already been going for 3 hours again.
Not only that, 45 minutes passed when I said.
Oh, okay.
Time
all
to
right.
end.
Yeah. Okay. We'll wrap it up. I know. Yeah, we have shit to do. Sorry, but
I got places to go.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you do have appointments?
Sorry.
I don't have an appointment. I got a dinner date with a friend.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Let's wrap it up. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Anyway. So much fun. I think if we want to get into this type of conversation, which is definitely very entertaining, this will be our next Saturday's convo. And
gay people
plan
exist?
around this.
That'll be the
are
topic.
gay people
Would
real?
that be sweet?
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So otherwise, though, to everybody who's been sitting here with us today, thank you for clicking on the little button and sitting with us and listening to the craziness going on in the world today and in
Or
our
just
homes.
in our heads.
That too. Yes. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all that fun little jazz. We are live every Monday, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central on YouTube, Rumble, and X, and on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Central. Same places. You can check us out in all the places listed in the description box below. And anything we do talk about is also listed there. Otherwise, have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Be kind to one another. Oh,
yeah, and Rumble, you
people.
guys, you guys are going over. Rob Noor is live right now. I don't know what he's talking about, but he's live, so you guys are going over there. Bye. Sealdor and everyone else that was tuning in, listening today, really appreciate you guys here today. And I think
Yes.
Saturday would be a interesting topic to unpack. So,
Agreed.
with that, let's make like a banana and get the fuck out of here.
We out.
Bye.